Here's Chicken stories we're following for you today on Robin Hood Radio. The impact on Connecticut's Thanksgiving holiday on COVID numbers is now starting to be seen throughout the state. A week after Thanksgiving, Connecticut is just beginning to see how the impact travel and gatherings have had on coronavirus numbers. Medical experts warned before the holiday that travel and get-togethers could increase the spread of COVID-19. While hospitalizations are not at spring levels yet, experts model said the state could surpass that. They'll be watching the next week to 10 days. They said gatherings appear to be the biggest culprit. Doctors stressed that anybody and any time people are around others, they should assume someone has the virus, social distance, and wear those masks. As a matter of fact, in the state of Connecticut as of right now, there are only about 5 towns that are not critical, and in the northwest corner, one of those towns is the town of Falls Village. A lot of different announcements out of Region 1 yesterday. The most important one was a note that was passed along last night to Region 1 families and staff. The Region 1 Board of Education approved the Housatonic Valley Regional High School recommendation to make a shift from a hybrid model of learning to full distance learning. The distance learning schedule will begin on Monday, December 7th. Assuming safe conditions relative to the spread of COVID-19 in our area, students will return to in-person learning in the hybrid model on Tuesday, January 19th. The timing will allow them to account for the potential of community spread over the winter holidays and return to school when the risk of infection should be more manageable. While this recommendation is based partly on the current uptick of positive COVID-19 cases at Housatonic Valley Regional High School, it's also been made due to the increased number of students who have chosen to become distance learners, making it increasingly difficult for teachers to create a cohesive learning environment in their classrooms. With input from Mr. Sturver, Mr. Sheeby, and the Housatonic leadership team, they decided that a switch to distance learning for a short period is the best course of action. While the decision does not exactly follow the decision criteria outlined in the Region 1 reopening plan, it does adhere to the commitment they made at the time to provide students with the best education possible in current circumstances. The decision applies strictly to Housatonic Valley Regional High School and does not affect the day-to-day in-person operations of the 6 elementary schools. The number of positive COVID-19 cases in the elementary schools has been low. Therefore, it's not necessary to consider a shift for those schools at this time, but we will continue to monitor the COVID-19 data in our towns, in each and every one of our elementary schools, and will be ready to make a similar pivot to a different learning model if that need arises. At Housatonic Valley Regional High School, a family member of a student did test positive. That person has never been in the school building and had no contact with any of the students or the high school students. In Kent Center School, a family member yesterday of a middle school student tested positive for coronavirus. That affected person is not a Region 1 student and has never been in the school building and has no contact. North Canaan Elementary School, a family member of an elementary student in North Canaan also yesterday was tested positive for the virus. The affected person has never been in the school building, has had no contact with any staff or students other than one elementary school student who will remain at home, quarantined per CDC guidelines. A family member at Sharon Center School student had tested positive for coronavirus. The affected person has never been in the school building and has no contact with other staff members. The student is symptom-free and per CDC protocol will remain at home, isolation, and quarantine for 14 days. And in the Region 1 office, a family member of the central office employee tested positive for coronavirus. The affected person has never been in the school building or central office and has had no contact with any staff or students other than the employee who lives in the household. That employee is symptom-free and is at home in isolation quarantine for 14 days per CDC protocol. Moving along to the Weebatuck School District, they were made aware that a member of the school community tested positive for COVID-19. The district is working with the Department of Health on contact tracing. At this time, the district will close the buildings and move to full remote instruction beginning today. Meanwhile, Catskill Central School District has closed, citing COVID-19. The Catskill Central School District closed all of its campuses to in-person learning after a high school employee tested positive for the coronavirus on Thursday. The employee was last in school Monday and began showing symptoms after returning home that evening. The district expects to reopen Monday, according to the school superintendent. Quote, out of an abundance of caution, the district will shift to virtual instruction for all schools Thursday, December 3rd and Friday, December 4th. That in a letter to parents. And you take a look around the northwest corner, and COVID-19 is definitely getting worse as the week progresses. In Falls Village, there are 3 total cases. In Cornwall, there are now 23 cases. In Goshen, 53 cases. In Kent, there are now 50 cases. In New Milford, 773 cases. In Norfolk, 29 cases. In North Canaan, 90 cases. 7 deaths in North Canaan. In Salisbury, 53 cases. In Sharon, now 35 cases. In Torrington, 1,408 cases. Moving along to Dutchess County, also their numbers have gone up. In Dutchess County, there are 734 active cases, 7,512 confirmed cases, and the regional percentage positive results is 4.9. By the way, in Connecticut, it is close to 5.0. Amenia has 10 cases. Dover has 26 cases close by. Millerton less than 5, Northeast less than 5, Pine Plains less than 5, Red Hook 9, Red Hook Village less than 5, Stanford less than 5. Those are the numbers out of Dutchess County. And in Columbia County had 7 new cases yesterday. They have 1,016 confirmed positive cases. They have 220 county residents on mandatory quarantine. There is 1 on precautionary quarantine. 14 of the positive cases are hospitalized. 1 is in ICU. Hudson's annual Winter Walk fireworks show has been postponed due to the COVID concerns. They're still going forward with everything else, and they want people to shop local and dine local, according to Hudson Hall Executive Director Tammy Dillon on Thursday. Dillon and Jack Mabb, Director of Columbia County Department of Health, spoke, and Dillon said the event organizers would comply with the Health Department's recommendations, which came yesterday. Berkshire Botanical Garden presents their 30th annual holiday marketplace online. That'll happen today and tomorrow online, featuring their legendary Gallery of Wreaths. More information on the Gallery of Wreaths, shop, and schedule pickup, berkshirebotanical.org/events/holiday-marketplace. Salisbury Winter Sports Association is hosting its annual SWASA Ski Swap and Sale on Saturday at the Lakeville Hose Company. The schedule as it stands now, folks can bring equipment in to be sold today from 4 until 7 p.m. No equipment will be accepted on Saturday. The sale on Saturday will run from 8 a.m. to noon. From noon to 1, residents can pick up their money or unsold equipment. Any remaining equipment after noon Saturday will become property of SWASA. By the way, you need to social distance and wear masks. Proceeds from the sale benefit several SWASA youth ski programs. For more information, jumpfest.org. Of course, a reminder, the Housatonic Valley FFA Holiday Store is open every day now until December 23rd from 10 until 4 p.m. Trees, wreaths, roping, poinsettia cheese, and more, and it's completely run by the students. The Hotchkiss Library of Sharon invites you to join them at the North Pole on Upper Main Street. Have your picture taken with Santa at the North Pole. Don't forget to bring your wish list to drop at the North Pole mailbox. That will happen Saturday from 1 till 3:30. A rain snow date is set for Sunday at 3:30. In order to keep the event safe and socially distant, RSVP by Thursday or Friday. In order to reserve your spot, the event will be held outdoors, so you're going to be asked to bundle up. The Falls Village Recreation Commission has their drive-in tree lighting celebration on Saturday, 5 p.m. at the Falls Village Town Green. During the event, visitors must remain in their vehicles. Santa will make an appearance. Shakespeare & Company has been cleared to create a new outdoor theater venue by the Zoning Board of Appeals in Lee. The town's historical commission must sign off on the demolition of buildings. Company leadership assured ZBA members that any capacity and COVID-related health and safety regulations would be enforced scrupulously when the new venue opens next summer on the nearly 34-acre Kemble Street campus. Sharon Audubon reminds you that even though their main building is closed, the center remains open. The grounds, aviaries, and trails are open daily from sunrise to sunset. More information, sharon.audubon.org. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgan's at the Interlaken, interlakenin.com. You'll also find them on Facebook, and by Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com. The Dow Jones Industrial Average will open the day at 29,969.52. The NASDAQ at 12,377.18, and the S&P 500 at 3666.72. We'll take a look at the tri-state forecast. That comes your way in just a few moments. Underwriting support for Robin Hood Radio and for the Breakfast Club comes from Carey Institute of Ecosystem Studies, presenting a science conversation with scientists Peter Groffman, Lindsay Rustad, and Joshua Ginsberg on how winters are changing, consequences for forest ecosystems, and adaptations. That'll be held December 9th at 7 p.m. CareyInstitute.org to register. Underwriting support from Relief Chiropractic and Wellness, 9 Sharon Road in Lakeville, providing help with opioid and pain medication addictions, pain management, and increasing athletic performance. 860-806-1573, ReliefChiroCT.com. You'll also find them on Facebook. And Riding Hood Fine Market Delivery, providing concierge-level grocery delivery to the tri-state area, a locally owned delivery service that grocery shops at Guido's Fresh Marketplace in Great Barrington. You'll find them on the web at goridinghood.com and at Riding Hood Delivery on Facebook. Let's take a look at that tri-state forecast now here on Robin Hood Radio from our meteorologist Pat Pagano. There are some weather advisories out. The Berkshires, a winter storm watch on Saturday afternoon to Sunday morning. Our forecast calls for cloudy, some rain late today or tonight. Periods of rain tonight, cloudy, windy rain on Saturday, some rain and snow showers on Sunday. Temperatures should be around 40 degrees. Right now, that temperature stands at 40 degrees at 67 Main Street on the Green in Sharon. I'm Marshall Miles for Robin Hood Radio.